Today on Thai Caliente, we're making a chocolate pecan pie. So when I originally made this recipe, I had used Abuelita chocolate, but I'm going to show you guys how you can make it with some chocolate chips. So we're adding half a stick of butter or a quarter cup, along with a quarter cup of brown sugar. Make sure it's packed in there, and go ahead and bring that to a boil so that way the butter melts and the sugar melts into the butter. And now I'm using half a cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips. If you want it a little bit sweeter, you can use milk chocolate chips, but I like the balance of semi-sweet. And then I'm adding 1 teaspoon of cinnamon to mimic the flavor of Abuelita, a little bit of salt, and 3 tablespoons of agave. You can also add honey or maple syrup. I normally use vanilla extract, but I found this vanilla paste and I love how it has kind of a stronger flavor, so I'm adding the vanilla bean paste. So go ahead and give that a good stir and let that mixture cool, and then we're gonna scramble 3 eggs. And once the mixture is cooled, about 15 minutes, go ahead and add your eggs and then give everything a good stir so it's well incorporated. So now for the pecans, I have 2 cups of pecans total. Half of them I kind of crushed up so that way they're smaller pieces, and then the other cup I left whole, and then I also saved a few to garnish on the top of the pie. So I am just using a store-bought pie crust. By all means, if you want to use a homemade one, I might try making one for Thanksgiving, but I just put it in a glass pie dish and I'm adding all of the filling into an uncooked pie crust. And as I mentioned, I saved some of the pecans so that way I could go ahead and garnish them on the top, but that's totally optional. So now we're going to go ahead and bake this in a 350-degree oven for 45 minutes. So now to top off our pecan pie, I'm doing a cinnamon whipped cream. So this is just 8 ounces of heavy cream, and then 2 tablespoons of sugar or powdered sugar if you have that on hand, as well as a teaspoon of ground cinnamon and more of that lovely vanilla bean paste, or you can just do a teaspoon of vanilla extract. So a trick to getting really fluffy whipped cream is to make sure your bowl is cold. So I just stuck this in the freezer for about 15 minutes, and then with an electric whisk, I'm whisking it on high till it gets nice and fluffy. So you can see here that the whipped cream does have some structure to it. That way you can either scoop it on or even pipe it onto the pie if you want to do that. But I love the warm notes of cinnamon because it just complements the cinnamon chocolate pecan pie so well. So you can make this whipped cream ahead of time and store it in the fridge for at least 2 days. It might need to be whipped again. And after 45 minutes, our pie is done. You see it does look a little inflated, but after you let it rest for about 15 minutes, it kind of deflates. So you can serve this chocolate pecan pie either slightly warm or chilled. If you need to make it ahead of time, then go ahead and store it in the fridge and you can serve it chilled. It tastes just as good, or warm it up to room temperature. All right, you guys, I really hope you enjoyed this recipe. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And if you have any comments or questions, go ahead and leave them below. See you guys next time. Bye.